Today we're making fortune cookies. This is one of my favourite recipes from Entertaining, my cookbook of menus for themed entertaining at home. It's from the Chinese chapter, which I guess makes sense, even though fortune cookies are not even known in China. They're actually were created and became popular in American Chinese restaurants. So if you ask a Chinese person about fortune cookies, they may not even have a word for it. They have to describe them as biscuits with messages inside or something like that. Now they're actually pretty easy and fun to make. The first thing you need to do is write your fortunes. So I've got the kids to write these ones. Some of them are kind of classic, some of them are a little bit devastating, and some of them are just plain weird, like speakers will blow your ears. I don't know. You're adopted. That's a good one, which I hope I don't get. If you breathe in the next minute, your face will turn purple. Anyway, let's get started with the recipe. We got the butterfly in, and we start by whipping up egg whites with sugar. And we do that for 30 seconds on speed 3. So after 30 seconds of whipping, we're not getting stiff egg whites. We just want them to be a little bit frothy. You've definitely got a white colour. We've just sort of got the sticky base for our batter. Now it's time to add the other wet ingredients. So I've got melted butter. And I've got 2 essences. These are just for flavour. So I've got almond essence and vanilla essence. If you've just got one or the other, that's fine too. And water. And then it's just a matter of mixing it for another 30 seconds on speed 3. Right, so those wet ingredients are all mixed in. We've got a nice light batter now, and we're going to bring it together with flour and just a pinch of salt. Get that flour off the butterfly there, and we'll mix that through for 20 seconds on speed 2. So that's our batter made. So let's have a look. Get the butterfly out of there. And if you've got any little bits of flour that aren't quite incorporated, you can just sort of smooth them around as you turn that batter out. And just get it in. It's easier to work from a second bowl just to get it onto the oven tray. So we'll just do that. Now, it's not heaps of mixture, but it actually ends up making 40 fortune cookies or thereabouts. Okay, so now we just take spoonfuls of the mixture and make around about 9 to 10 centimetre circles. And on this thermomat, we've got the silicone mat, we've got actual measurements for us, so that makes it even easier. Okay, so just make a nice round like that. And I make 3 at a time because the whole sort of pressure point with fortune cookies is to fold them with the fortune inside before they harden. And they start to harden as soon as they get out of the oven. So it's a little bit of a race against the clock, but there's good fortune at the end of it. Well, unless you're opening my kids' fortunes. So all in a good cause. If you're making them with more people, which is really fun, totally recommend doing this with a gang. If you're making them with more people, you could do more at a time because you've got more hands to fold the fortunes. Anyway, we'll get these into the oven for 6 to 8 minutes around 180 degrees. All right, so they've been in the oven for about 8 minutes, and what we're looking for is that golden brown fringe around the outside. Now, it's a bit of a race against the clock because as soon as they're out of the oven, they start to harden. So using a spatula, flip it over and take a fortune, get it in the middle, and then using your asbestos fingers, fold it in half and then get it onto the lip of a cup and just gently press it down so it forms that beautiful crescent shape. Now I'm using a muffin tray, which is perfect for just letting those fortune cookies harden, but not letting them spread apart so they're holding their shape. All right, let's keep going. Now this is much easier to do on a warm day. If it's cool, the cookies will harden even more quickly and you're really racing against the clock. And that is another reason why this is a great one to make with a bunch of people. Get the kids involved, have your guests make them before you can share your fortunes together, and it's a really fun activity as well as an easy way to make more at once. All right, lucky last. Now, as I said, my kids have written these fortunes and I've got them on the site for you to print out. I've also got blank fortune sheets that you can just write your own fortunes on and just snip them up and put them in your cookies. Oh, the third one is always the hardest because the biscuits have started to really get to that crisp and crackly state, but I've just got there in time. So into the muffin tray, they'll just harden up that little bit more, and then time for fortune cookies.